I welcome you in this class where we're gonna go through whole body work, strengthening mobility, shoulders, core, hips. There's gonna be lots of twists, lots of compressions, lots of activities. So let's get started. Coming into our cat and cows, shoulders above the wrist, knees below the hips. And from here we're gonna drop the chest, look forward, point the elbows back, inhale. And as you exhale, push the floor away, look towards your navel. Inhale, elbows looking back, chest goes down. And exhale, point the elbows to the sides. Push the floor away, push the scapulas to the sides of the body. One more time, inhale, drop. Exhale, push and round. And from here we're gonna drop our chest through the sides, circling our torso, our hips. Circling through the cat into the cow. Feel free to take your own pace. And reverse it. As you move from one asana to the other asana, don't forget to change the gaze as well. Look forward, look towards the navel. And coming back to center. And from here we're gonna step into our plank. Remember, if you have any stress or discomfort through your palms, feel free to use the blocks underneath your palms so that you elevate and release the weight of the body from your arms. Coming into the plank, stepping into the plank, and from here we're gonna bring the left knee towards the left shoulder, left armpit, and then bring it to the wrist, to the left wrist. Twisting towards the right, we're gonna bring it to the right wrist, up towards the right armpit, and back towards the left armpit. So down, right, up, left, down, right, up, left, down, right, up, left. One more time, down, right, up, left. Stepping back into the plank, dropping the knees, releasing your palms, maybe flipping them on the other side, and gently working with your fingertips to bring it together and apart. Also feel free to rotate your elbows out and in, out and in, or combine the both. And coming back into plank again, we're gonna do the same thing on the right side. Right knee goes to the right shoulder, down to the right wrist, to the left wrist, up to the left armpit, and back. Down, left, up, right, down, left, up, right, down, left, up, right, down, left, up, right. Stepping back into the plank, dropping the knees. And instead of decompressing the palms, let's take a small break in the puppy pose. So the hips above the knees. Ideally, this is not necessarily. And you want to drop your chest all the way to the mat. Dropping, melting. Chest, elbow, chin, whatever is on the floor, be there. Relax completely. And on the next one, you're gonna press through the palms, round your upper back, round your lower back, tuck the pelvis. And from here, only untuck the pelvis. Keep the round shape. Keep pressing those scapulas, pushing those scapulas to the side of the body. And find more depth in this very active puppy pose. This is not resting position, we're still pressing through the palms. And as you tuck the pelvis again, waving all the way down on our bellies, coming to the Sphinx pose. Forehead resting on the yoga mat. From here we're gonna start lifting our torso up as we would come into the active Cobra. But I want you to pay attention for your lower back. Here, as we lift the torso up into the Locust or Cobra, think about not squeezing, not tucking the pelvis under. So we don't want to do this. Rather, we want to start the back bend with our lower back. So you want to untuck the pelvis as if you want to point, let's say, your butt towards the ceiling. And from here, as you point the elbow, point the butt towards the ceiling, coming into the anterior pelvic tilt, creating nutation through the SI joint, you want to squeeze the glutes. So that would be really something challenging to do, squeezing the glutes without the tucking the pelvis. So think about untucking the butt, squeezing the glutes, and this is your strong position. You can even place your palms on your lower back and see what is happening with the muscles. And do the same thing as you tuck the pelvis under and squeeze the glutes and try to touch your lower back. It feels almost impossible. So forehead is on the mat. As you inhale, lift, creating that shape, pulling the yoga mat towards yourself with your palms, and exhale down. Inhale, lift, very active legs, very active lower body. And down. Inhale to lift, pulling yoga mat more towards yourself. And exhale to lower. Inhale, last one to hold. Hold here. Breathing deeply, finding length, finding more lift as you inhale. And as you exhale, we're gonna keep very strong position, our lower body, our lumbar, our core. And with the next inhale, release all the way down. Tuck the toes, bring the palms under your chest, and pushing ourselves into the plank one more time again. Bringing that left knee towards the armpit, left armpit, down, right, up, left, down, right, up, left, down, right, up, and last one, left, down, right, up, stepping back into the plank, dropping the knees, flipping the palms, finding one more decompression of the wrists here, as we also catch your breath, and stepping back into the plank, doing the same thing on the right knee, the right side, down, left, up, right, down, left, up, right, down, left, up, right, down, left, up, right. Stepping into the plank, we're gonna drop the knees, come into puppy position, and here we're gonna start straight away with tilted pelvis back, with round upper body. You want to bring the scapulas to the sides of your armpits, and from here we're gonna press through the palm, reach straight forward. You want to reach with your arms all the way as far as possible, and standing here. This is not resting position, this is super strong active one. Round upper body, tilted pelvis back, and on the next inhale we're gonna tuck the pelvis under, round, wave all the way down to supine. Finding a little bit of breath here, maybe giving yourself a little shake from side to side. Now we're gonna do the same lift, but we're gonna add our legs as well. So keep in mind the fact that you need to start the whole back bend with anterior tilt of the pelvis and squeezed glutes. With the next inhale, we're gonna bring and lift. Exhale to lower. Inhale, bring the yoga mat, pull the yoga mat. Exhale to lower. Inhale, legs straight. Exhale, down. Inhale, up, pulling yoga mat. Exhale to lower. Inhale and hold here, finding more length. You want to create super long spine, super long neck. Pulling the yoga mat towards yourself, very active position, active legs. And exhale to lower all the way down. Tucking the toes, bringing the palms under your shoulders, and pushing yourselves all the way into the plank. From here, we're gonna go to chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog, and exhale, downward facing dog. Another active position. Think about the same thing what we did in the puppy pose. You want to bend your knees, bring the scapulas to the sides of the body. You want to press through the palm and reach all the way as far as possible. And from here we're gonna tilt the pelvis, draw the ribs with your exhale down. Looking between the knees towards your navel. That's your choice. I want you to think about very active shoulders. And from here we're gonna release, relax, find your downward facing dog. Feel free to paddle your feet to find a little twist here. And on the next one we're gonna find stillness and bring the right foot all the way up, open the pelvis. Find very long downward facing dog. And as you bring the knee towards the chest, stepping the foot right between your palms into the low lunge. Dropping the back knee, looking forward, maybe coming straight up. And exhale, we're gonna bring and glide the hips back into the pyramid, flexing the toes. Inhale to low lunge, finding a little back bend. Exhale to lift the hips back. Inhale, look forward, open the chest, roll the shoulders back. And exhale to bring the hips back and lengthen. Inhale, finding length. And exhale to fold. Last one, inhale, low lunge. And on the next one, exhale, feel free to go to half split or pyramid. Here I want you to think about belly towards the thigh. And for that, maybe some of us will have to bend the knee as much as possible. Another option is to find yoga blocks underneath your palms. Standing here, finding our stillness, finding our breath. Think about pulling the right hip back and the left hip forward. Flexing the toes, tilting the pelvis back. And in the next one, I want you to point the toes forward, lock the knee, round through the whole back, tucking the pelvis under. Inhale, undo the work, untuck the pelvis, bend the knee, flex the toes, look slightly forward. Exhale, rounding, pointing, locking. Inhale, bending, flexing, looking forward. One more time. Rounding, pushing the floor away, arms are active. Inhale, pointing the elbows back, looking forward, flexing. And last one. Exhaling, rounding, tucking the pelvis under. And inhale, looking forward, untucking the pelvis under, bending the knee, looking forward. From here, come onto your fingertips or on your yoga blocks, or stay where you are if that allows you. Lock the knee, point the toes, look forward. You want to feel the weight on your fingertips or your arms here. So we are pushing the floor away, and that is what's rounding our upper back. We're gonna start and lift our toes off the mat. So to do that, you really need to have active upper body. You need to use your shoulders a lot, your core, your compression. That would be almost impossible if your weight is on the back leg and there is no weight in the front of the body, and then you're just trying to lift and it doesn't go, because you really need to have active leverage, and that is your arms. So with the next inhale, we're going to point the toes, lock the knee, lift. Exhale to lower. Inhale to lift. Exhale to lower. Inhale, active arms, active shoulders. Lower. Inhale. Exhale. On the last one, we're going to hold until 5. Inhale. Feel free to even move your foot between your palms during these 5 seconds. And exhale to lower, coming to the low lunge. Decompressing what we need to decompress. Also allows you to release the cramping situation in the front leg. And again, gliding the hips back, bringing the palms on the mat, tucking the back toes, pressing ourselves into the plank, finding vinyasa through chaturanga, upward facing dog, and exhale, downward facing dog. We're gonna do the same thing on the other side. So as you inhale, bring the left foot up, open the hips, knees is straight, and as you exhale, bringing that knee towards your chest, rounding and placing the foot between your palms. You're dropping the back knee, looking forward, coming to the low lunge, or maybe all the way up into the standing low lunge. And as you exhale, gliding the hips back into the pyramid. Knee is bent or straight, that is your choice today. Inhale to look up, lift. Exhale to fold, glide your hips back. Inhale, lift, and exhale, pyramid. Feel free to take your own pace here. Don't forget about the breath. And exhale, belly to thigh. Inhale, look forward. And exhale to fold. On the last one, we're gonna hold in the half split or in the pyramid. That is your choice. I prefer half split. And finding here stillness, finding here our working position. Think about pulling that left hip back and right hip forward. So we're squaring the hips, more or less. And here I want you to focus rather the belly and thigh connection. Instead of having super straight knee and reaching with your chest towards the knee or with your head. So I want this whole practice to be focused more on the hips instead of ankles, calves. And on the next one, we're gonna point the toes, bend the knee, round the upper back, tuck the pelvis under, exhale. Inhale, look forward, untuck and flex. One more time. Pressing through the palms, actively exhale. And inhale, think about drawing, pulling that yoga mat towards yourself. Inhale, looking towards the navel. Exhale, thigh to belly. Inhale, round, and the next one we're gonna hold and exhale to hold. Hello, Hendrix. For the same thing, we're gonna have same options on the fingertips, on the yoga mat. We're gonna point the toes, lock the knee. Remember, you want to press actively through your palms, and as you inhale, bring that foot off the floor. Exhale to lower. Inhale to lift, press. Exhale to lower. Inhale, actively press. Exhale to lower. Another thing that helps you to press is pointing the elbows to the sides. Inhale, press. Exhale to lower. This will help you to bring the scapulas to the sides of the body. Inhale, last one to hold for 5 seconds. Feel free to use a little bit momentum to move the leg between your arms. And exhale to lower to low lunge. Find the length, decompress. Palms towards the yoga mat. Come into the plank, taking vinyasa. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Finding a little bit of stillness here. If any movement is calling you to do for you here, please go ahead and do so. I always like to find a little bit of stiffness, stillness, and a little bit of more activation through my shoulders. One more big inhale. And on the next one, we're gonna bring that knee, right knee towards the belly, towards the chest. Bring it all the way through the plank, stepping between the palms and coming all the way into the high lunge. Palms up, look up, open the chest, maybe bend through the upper body, lower body, and coming back into the high lunge. We're gonna exhale. First, we're gonna inhale, find length, and exhale, we twist. Lock that left elbow towards the right knee, finding leverage to inhale more, find more length, to twist more as we exhale, and finding depth. An option to find your bind here. With every inhale, you want to find more length, more leverage. And with every exhale, you want to twist further. On the next one, we're gonna come up with an inhale, and let's do our activation. So there is an option to, as you inhale and exhale, dropping the palms, twisting towards the right, you want to touch the yoga mat with your left fingertips and coming back again into the standing. This whole time we are thinking about not changing the position of the knee, but rather twisting and shifting the hips to the side. Another option is to bring your elbow towards the yoga mat and come up. So we're gonna do this for 6 times. Inhale, finding the high lunge, and exhale to drop and tap. 1, 2. As you lower all the way down, think about shifting your hips towards the right side to find more length, more space for you to twist. 3, 4, and 5. Very active lizard, very active high lunge. And 6. On the next one, we're gonna bring our palms back on the mat, step into the plank, finding vinyasa on the knees, or or not. As you exhale, coming into the downward facing dog. Hendrix, I think you will have to go. Go. Finding another downward facing dog here. Catching a little bit of breath. Remember, a child pose, always an option. And on the next one, we're gonna bring our left knee towards the chest, step the foot between the palms, and coming into the high lunge on the left side. Opening the chest, finding a little bit of bend, finding a little bit of length. And as you inhale and exhale, we're gonna twist towards the left side. Right elbow to left knee contact, finding leverage, inhale, and as you exhale, twist. An option to find your bind here, to pull yourself into the twist furthermore. Breathing deeply. And with the next inhale, we're gonna come up into the high lunge and do the same thing again. Remember, what was your first choice? Do the same thing on the other side. Inhale to lift and exhale to twist and lower. Shift your hips towards the left and coming up. As you're coming down, you want to think about twisting that hip externally, rotating that hip externally, and come up. 3, press through the front foot to lift yourself into standing. 4, this is a great exercise if you're someone who's working on a pigeon. 5, and 6. Coming up, dropping the palms on the mat, finding our plank once more, vinyasa. Exhale, downward facing dog. Finding here one more breath, inhaling deeply through all 4 sides of the rib cage. And exhale to draw them back. On the next one, we're gonna gently step our feet closer to our palms. Finding our forward fold here. Inhale, look up, knees bent. And exhale to lower. Here, think about belly towards your thighs, knees bent. Bring the weight of the body on the forefeet over the legs. And in the next one, you want to drop your hips all the way down into the sitting low squat. Finding our low squat, remember an option to place your yoga mat, yoga block underneath your butt, so you can sit on the yoga blocks. And with the next inhale, we're going to lift our hips into the forward fold, having that belly connection. Exhale to lower. Inhale to lift. Exhale to lower. Inhale, forward fold. Exhale to lower. Notice with that, with every lift into the forward fold, you are finding more depth. And maybe more activation through the front thighs. On the next one, as you come into the low squat, let your butt, remove your yoga blocks, and let your butt on the yoga mat come into our Navasana. But in Navasana, I want you to think about that you're actively pressing those thighs towards your belly. So if it's challenging to keep your legs up and straight, if you're someone like me, join me in Navasana, in modified Navasana, where we keep our knees bent, but we're actively thinking, pressing those thighs towards the belly. Dropping the feet again in front of you. Low squat. And exhale to forward fold. Letting the butt to low squat. And Navasana. Belly to thigh. Lift up. Let's do this 2 more times. To Navasana. Low squat and forward fold. Belly to thigh all the time. And last one. And here, I want you to check if you have enough space behind. From Navasana, we're gonna roll ourselves back, come into Navasana, low squat, and forward fold. Adding a little bit of fun into our active workout today. Navasana, roll, and low squat to forward fold. After rolling, you want to find a little bit of pause in Navasana, using the core. And on the last one, we're going to come into our forward fold, roll, Navasana, low squat to forward fold. Here, finding our wide-legged forward fold. Keep your feet yoga mat width apart, bending the knees, feet are parallel. Let yourself sink here, maybe interlacing your elbows, moving from side to side, finding a ragdoll, shifting the body weight from one foot into the other, lowering our heartbeat here. And with the next inhale, we're gonna lift halfway up, point the toes out, knees, elbows, heels in. And from here, I want you to start circling as we did in cat and cow, lowering the hips, looking up. And exhale, rounding through the upper back, through the angry cat. Same thing. Lowering, sending our body into all 360. Following your breath. And reversing. Through the other side. Following your breath one more time. And coming back to the center. Let's parallel our feet, and as you pivot towards the left side, inhale. We're gonna bring now ourselves into this cross-legged forward fold. If you want to make it about your ribcage mobility, your spine twisting, think about looking towards the ceiling, expanding your arms as you inhale. If you want to make about your hips, inhale, look forward, and exhale, fold over that left leg. Most of the body weight is on the forefoot of your left leg. It's an active foot. We are not resting here neither. This is active relaxation, I would call. And with an inhale, we're gonna lift up and pivot back towards the center. coming, paralleling our feet once more again. And as you pivot towards the right side, we're gonna come into the cross-legged forward fold on the right leg. Inhale, lift up. Exhale to fold if your choice was about the hips today. Forefoot active on the right leg. With every inhale, we're finding more depth. With every we are using that space. And inhaling, pivoting back to the center, looking up, pointing the toes out, bringing those heels in. And we're gonna seat the hips low into malasana, pushing the elbows against those knees, opening our hips furthermore, finding more space and bringing those palms towards our heart center. With every inhale, we're finding length into our spine. And with every exhale, we're gonna use that length and try to activate our glutes and release the pressure of our elbows. So you want to actively open your legs. This is not resting position once more again. We're using this hyper active malasana. Maybe even to remove your palms, reach forward, keeping those legs open as wide as we were in the passive malasana, and bringing it back. Helping yourself with palms or not, we're gonna seat our hips all the way down into the mat, coming to our last core activation exercise. Lay down on your back, and from here, maybe your head is resting on the mat, maybe you're interlacing your hands behind your head, behind your neck, but I want to bring your elbows towards the knees and knees towards the elbows. Protract the scapulas, meaning bring the scapulas towards your elbow, towards your armpits, and you want to actively press all the limbs against each other. I mean upper limbs against the lower limbs, activating our core, finding breath while we do so. This is the challenging part. The breath is not shallow. And release. Now as you extend your right leg all the way straight forward, pointing the toes, we're gonna interlace our fingertips behind our head, and we're gonna twist and bring that right elbow towards the left knee and press against each other. Hold here. As you hold, we're finding breath, using our rib cage under this pressure. If you feel like you can't press anymore, press even stronger. Let's do this. It's last exercise, last effort. And inhale, come back to center, knees to the chest. Find a little bit of breath. Find a little bit of relaxation. And you know what's coming next? Exactly the next side. Let's swap the sides. Now, left elbow pressing towards the right knee. Hyperactively, super strong. You want to protract that left scapula. Finding deep breath under this pressure. And inhale, come back to center, release. That was our last activation. Let's open up the chest, reach towards the above your head, and legs reaching on the opposite side. Finding that morning stretch, maybe twist, maybe bending slightly on one side, finding length, and now the other side, finding more length. On the next one, let's bring our feet parallel and yoga mat width apart. Here. Now we're gonna let our knees fall on the left side, and we're still reaching above our head, finding that length through the spine, through the rib cage as we twist. So now not only we're twisting, we're also lengthening. And find your deep breaths. No shallow breathing. If you want to do more, if you want to feel more, place that left ankle on that right knee. Flexing the left ankle. Inhale, come to center. Finding the parallel position, the yoga mat width apart. And twisting now towards the right side. Think about creating length with your arms. We're actively reaching. Another active relaxation. If you did, place your ankle above, on top of your knee on one side, do it on the other side too. And release. Come back to your center, to maybe Shavasana. I highly encourage you to have your Shavasana here today. Pausing this video, I'm gonna let you rest in this last very nice and juicy asana. Thank you for taking this class today. See you in the next week.